welcome to CHITA Diaries. So in today's video I will be showing you how I did these very small box braids. Yeah, if you're someone who's here for a quick fix or like a proper professional tutorial, like this isn't the video for you. Like, feel free to click out. But if you're someone who's a first-time braider like I was in this situation, and you're stuck in this pandemic and can't go to a hair salon, like you've come to the right place. And also, if you like thorough and detailed videos, this is for you. So the first thing I did before I even began this process was to make sure my hair was cleansed and deep conditioned. I feel like it's very important to do this. Even if you're going to someone else to have your hair done, make sure your scalp is very clean, and then you go in with a deep conditioner. With regards to how I wanted to style my hair once I got the box braids, I did, okay, you can't see it here, but yeah, I did do a middle parting. So that's how I began. So I started with a middle part. I just used a rat tail comb to do this with. Even though like in my mind I was honestly making nice straight lines, but clearly I wasn't in real life. So I just made a parting for the top part of my head from ear to ear, and then I made one line in the middle because I like to wear my box braids in the middle part. And then I also parted the back. Okay, and the next thing that I would advise you to do is to moisturize your hair. So I like to use the LCO method. If you prefer the LOC method, do that instead. But it's very vital that you moisturize your hair. I know that the typical Zambian hair salon neglects to do this. Like, they'll literally just go in live with our hair. So please, let's try and avoid that if you can. If you're going to someone else to have your hair done, at least prior to having box braids put in, definitely cleanse, deep condition, and moisturize your hair. And the last thing is detangle your hair on your own, especially if it's kinky and natural and you're going to someone who does not care about the health of your hair. So on my normal wash days, I like to use just my fingers. But if I'm going into a long-term protective style like this, I definitely use tools just to make sure that I've properly detangled through everything. So I use a wide tooth comb first, and then I go in with a diamond brush and really make sure I'm brushing through the roots, make sure all the kinks have been combed out. And this is like it's great because once I do that detangling session, like, I'm done. For the rest of the install, I literally do not have to detangle my hair. I just go in and make my partings. So once I'm done with moisturizing and sealing, I like to put my hair in plaits, and this helps keep my hair stretched throughout the process. Then at the end of it, I did decide to just put one more parting down the middle of that midsection, just so I would give my hair some structure as I was doing it, and then that's what it looks like now. So I used the Doremi braiding hair in the color 1, and the first thing that I had to do was feather the ends. And I see lots of girls that have pre-stretched hair on Amazon, sorry, on YouTube, and they purchase their braiding hair from Amazon, but I didn't want to do that. And our local beauty supply stores here in Zambia do not have pre-stretched hair. Please, if you've seen pre-stretched hair in Osaka, let me know, because that definitely saves time. So yeah, that's what I did here. I just went ahead and just roughly pre-stretched my hair in the best way that I could. And then I now did the partings, or basically just separated the braiding hair in advance because it makes life easier. So you hold it taut and then you yank it like this. Yeah, and then that leaves me with half of one pack. And then I separated this as well. I was now left with a quarter of the pack, and then one last time, giving me 1/8 of a pack. And then with this last section, I put it into 3 partings. And that is the general sizing that I was using for my hair. And that is what one full pack gave me. So a full pack gave me 24 partings for my hair. Just some advice. If this will literally be the first time that you're braiding your hair and you're like me, like you don't have those skills, please try and practice, like before the day you actually plan on doing your hair. Just try and practice gripping, because gripping can be really frustrating if you don't know what you're doing, or you're literally trying to learn. Like you will try so many times until you finally get it. So yeah, definitely try and practice beforehand. And then also when it comes to gripping hair, I just wanted to say that I didn't use the method where, and I have a sample here, where basically you get one parting and then you split it, you know, into another section, and then you roll it over to make this midsection into 3. I know most people use this method when they're braiding. I failed, you guys. Like my brain and my fingers were not coordinating onto my scalp when I tried to braid using this way. So I just stuck to the method of where, you know, you start off with one piece and then, you know, grip using this way, which I will show you now. So I just took down that one section, and then I got my rat tail comb to part the back. And please use, you know, like a second mirror so you can see what you're doing, because I struggled with this bit. And yeah, when it came to the back, actually, like eventually I was just using my fingernails. Like I'll make one general line going back, but then for the in-between partings, I would just use my fingernails. And so with the braiding hair, I tried to just finger detangle it a little bit before going in. And then this is what I do. So I put my thumb underneath the braiding hair, put it underneath my natural hair, and then flip one of the braiding pieces over and the other side. And then I pull my natural hair and the braiding hair and try to put it as close to my scalp as possible so that I can grip it properly. And then I flip the top part over and start to braid. Trust me, this took me forever to learn. And even throughout this, you know, this install, like my hands were shaking and everything. So one important thing, and I will show you the mistake that I made here. So I did a couple of plaits, but this, I don't know if it's just this braiding here, but it's kind of rough, so it was tangling. And initially, I didn't realize that it was going to tangle this bad. So, you know, I got excited and finally gripped it, and then I began, you know, braiding it without separating the hair as I was going, and it eventually got tangled. And I will just let you see, you know, this first mistake that I made. So it got tangled at the bottom, and then I tried to keep going, but you know, it was quite tangled at the bottom. So after a certain point, I now get pieces of hair from both sides to combine to make a middle part. Now the hair was tangled at the bottom because I wasn't separating it as I was going. So that yanking, that dangerous yanking, which I would not recommend, made me pull the hair I had just braided, if you can notice, you know, with the hair that I had already braided, and it crinkled it up. And this was a recurring theme for most of my braids, and I only realized that after, you know, I played this back, that it was taking away from the neatness of the braids. So please don't be like me, don't yank your hair. Just make sure that as you are plaiting it, you are, you know, smoothing it out and then also separating the braiding hair as you go. And I eventually got onto this when I realized, well, you know, that if I didn't separate it as I was going, it was going to tangle. Yeah, there we go. Like that also kept happening where like I would lose my momentum and then not realize that I'd left like a bulge or a turn in the braid. So yes, now I eventually got on the hang of it. So what I would do is I would plait a couple of times and then separate the hair, and then plait a couple of times and separate the hair. So that, you know, kind of helped with the neatness. And this was me done with that first back section and how things were looking, and you will not believe how long this took me, but you will find out, you know, in a few seconds. Just this back section. It took me 4 hours and 38 minutes, like almost, you know, okay, I can't say 5 hours, but pretty much 4.5 hours just with that one back section. So I was really tired, and I just put on a headscarf and my bonnet and went to bed. So So the next day I did proceed, and this is what my hair was looking after I did one of the mid back sections. And I had no idea how untidy it was turning out, but you know, I did what I could. And at that point, the total time it had taken me to do, you know, my hair was 9.5 hours. So this is 9.5 hours of me doing this with my fingers, literally, you know. Like I would pause my stopwatch each time, you know, like I'd have to eat or literally go to bed. So it was taking really long for me to do these braids, and my sister walked in at that point. So when I began the second section of my midsection, yeah, she walked in and she saw, you know, how long it had taken me and how far I had gotten, and she was just like, "Can I help you?" And I was like, "Yes, please." And she literally saved me, you guys. This would have taken me 3 days, maybe even 4 to finish. Like I kid you not. So I did get some help. So, you know, just to let you know, if you're doing this for the first time, you know, this size and this length, it will take you some time. You need at least 2 full days to set aside to do this hair. So my sister came in, and then, you know, which side did she do? So she helped me out with this front section, and then we kind of met here, and I continued with this section, yeah, until we got to this bit. And then I just wanted to show you how I was doing the front here. So I got my rat tail comb, and then I was very intentional with my partings in the front. Once again, I go down and see what I do. So I get my thumb, place it underneath my natural hair. This took me quite some time to get. Like, even during this particular install, like, there'll be some braids that I would have to redo maybe 3 to 4 times because I hadn't gripped it properly. And then sometimes I'll just give up, so you will see like a whole bunch of hanging braids, like even, you know, here at the top with the middle parting. But I don't know, I did the best that I could given the circumstances. So for the very ends of my hair, I did that whole borrowing thing where I would borrow hair as I was going down to make sure that it wasn't, you know, to aid in it not unraveling quickly on its own. So this helps, you know, kind of secure the end. And now I was finally done, and this was the time it had taken to do my entire head with some help. So almost 20 hours. Like, if I'd done this by myself, and there it just showed the time I finished, that was 3:20 in the morning. So this would have taken me, I think, even, like I swear, 28 hours of me just braiding my hair. And my ends looked rough, but I was really tired, and I figured I would, you know, deal with it the following day. So that is what my hair was looking like. It was nice and full and very long. I was quite happy with the braids, even though it was tiring. So this is the side that I had done, and you can see that it's not really even and not really neat, but I'm still proud of myself, you know. I still tried. So when it came to the middle, she did leave me, you know, like one line to do on her side, just so it would be one, you know, one person braiding it, and it would look uniform. And ooh, yes, my eyes are red in this short because I was genuinely tired, you guys. So on my sister's side, you can tell that, you know, it's really neat and there's no bumps or creases right from the very top all the way to the bottom, and I can only aspire to reach this level. And she does, you know, really nice braids, forelocks, twists, like she can actually do anything. And yeah, the rest of it was me. The back, you can tell the difference. So the next day I did go in with the ends, just try to finish them off, and then I trimmed off any excess hair. And before dipping my hair in boiling hot water, I just wanted to, you know, give you guys a tip. Try, or not try, but make sure you tilt your head, you know, to like a 90-degree angle, just so you're getting all your ends in as even a manner as possible. And then I also like to use a hair tie to keep it in place so that, you know, some ends don't rise up, like in case I sit up, some ends don't, you know, rise up and get out of the water. So especially if I'm dealing with shorter box braids. So, and then I also use the hair tie as a guide as to as far as I want, you know, my hair to be dipped into the water. And if you have long hair in braids, this does help because you can see where your braids end, and you know, you can use a hair tie to guide you. And I just did the same for the other side. So I dip my braiding hair, or the braids rather, in boiling hot water, and I make sure to have, you know, my towel next to me on hand before I even do this. And I just left, you know, each side for about 30 seconds in that water. And please be careful, guys. And then I will not speed up this part, just emphasize that you must really slowly and really carefully wring out that hot water. Because I do not want you guys to burn yourselves, please. Be very careful. And then I had already done the other half of the braid, so this is what everything was looking like. And you can definitely tell a difference from last night, or rather from the night before. They look way neater. And actually, you can dip your hair in hot water during an install, so it doesn't have to be, you know, that first day. So 2 weeks in, if your ends are beginning to look a bit wild and rough, you can dip them in hot water again. And this is the finished look. I'm quite happy. Let me know what you guys think. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and a huge thanks to my sister as well for saving the day and coming in to help me out. But yeah, thank you for tuning in to watch this one, and let me know if you do manage to do these box braids. You know, just come back, give me some feedback, and let me know, you know, how it went for you. And you can post pictures as well, you know, tag me on Instagram, or even just send me a DM, you know, if you don't want to put it out there in the world, it's completely fine. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.